early stage entrepreneurs. One prize. Founders Got Grit UK follows 3 of UK's most promising early stage entrepreneurs as they compete for £1,000 startup grant, mentorship, and business support. Hi, I'm Cynthia, and in today's episode, we meet the 3 finalists who have made it to the final stage of the competition. We received hundreds of submissions from across the UK, and after auditions, only 3 lucky ones made it. Now, each will deliver their final pitch, making a case for why their profit-making startup deserves to win Founders Got Grit. But that's not all. Throughout the episode, we hear expert insights from industry leaders on innovation, inclusivity, and the future of UK's entrepreneurship. Without further ado, let's meet the judges. Junior Oguyemi, tech entrepreneur and best-selling author. Justice Williams, co-founder of Black Business Magazine and award-winning personal branding expert. Cedric Block, Chief Executive Officer of Bridges Bakery. Laomi Wenwo, founder of the Moment of Truth Talent Series. Today's discussion will explore wisdom from those who have walked the path, focusing on UK's winning formula, ensuring market connection, and what it takes for an early stage startup to thrive and survive. Our Founders Got Grit judges will also be sharing wisdom and strategies that brings a unique perspective to the table. Their journey reminds us that it requires courage to make bold decisions and flexibility to pivot when necessary. Thank you very much, judges, for joining us. It's a great pleasure to have you guys with us today. And I have a lot of questions, but I've been warned that we're running a tight ship. So I'm going to dive in quickly with you, Justice. My one question to you is, if you have somebody who wants to start off a business, but currently they've been held back by fear, what's the advice that you would give them?
Well, my favorite piece of advice to entrepreneurs starting a business is feel the fear and do it anyway. Because, when we fear things, we're often scared and it actually stops us from moving forward. And so I encourage people to take action, because once you take action, confidence will naturally build anyway. And also as well, surround yourself by your future and not your fear. So get mentors, get advice from people who are 5, 10, or even 50 steps ahead of you on the journey that you're on.
That's a good one, actually. And my follow-up question for that would be, so many things stops people from showing up for themselves, fear, or even also knowing that they have a brand. So how do you think having a personal brand helps a business or helps a person beyond their business?
The personal brand ultimately gives you visibility, and visibility will give you opportunity, because there's no point in having a business and you being the world's best kept secret, because ultimately you want clients. For some people, it's seeking investment, it's getting opportunities for collaborations and partnerships, and also as well, it can present unexpected opportunities. For example, my client, she increased her visibility by working with me and building her personal brand, which ultimately led to her receiving an MBE from the King of England.
Amazing, amazing. And then I'm going to shift that question to you, Cedric. Have you always wanted to be an entrepreneur, or is there something that actually stuck out to you as the years has gone by? At what point did you feel like this is a journey you want to go on?
Well, I studied financial mathematics and investment and graduated in 2008, right in the middle of the financial crisis. So the industry wasn't very good, nobody was employing. But the actual thing that made a click in my mind was that I saw my friends' parents, who had been dedicating their whole life to companies, just being let off, and they're 50, 60 years old, you're asking for high salaries, and your prospect to find something else is very little. So at that point, I decided that I did not want to dedicate my whole life to somebody else's dream, and instead try my own.
Okay, amazing, thanks for that. And then to you, Junior, what qualities do you look for in founders or early startup founders?
I think one of the most important qualities in early stage founders should be someone who's teachable, someone who's open to learn, open to discovery. They're not stuck in their ways. your business is going to evolve so much, it's going to pivot, and you have to be open and fluid and flexible to take on advice. And they always say that the hardest part of the journey is the first stage. Trying to get to the first million is the hardest. So get as much support as you can, be teachable, learn, find mentors, find people who trod on that pathway, and absorb as much as you can.
Okay, and I would like to ask again, what point, you can have many business ideas that you want to start off with, but what point do you know that this is the business that's calling me? Am I going to keep at 10 things, or am I just going to keep at just this one business? When do you find that sweet spot where you're able to pivot?
Yeah, I think it is a blessing and a curse of an entrepreneur to see a problem and think I can solve it, and you can do that with many problems as well. But there is something to be said about going deep and just focusing on one and doing that deep work. And do you know what? I don't think it's necessarily about the business. I do think it's about the entrepreneur. A good entrepreneur can almost take any business to a certain level. So I think more of the work should be focused on cultivating the entrepreneurial skills within themselves. I think sometimes we get too hung up on which idea is going to be the best.
Yes.
Honestly, if you just put the focus in on any one of them, they can all succeed. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, it really does. Great questions and great answers. Thank you guys for joining us today. Honestly, this is what our founders want to hear. It's real, and most importantly, it's rooted in experience. So thanks, it's a pleasure to have you guys.
You're welcome.
Coming up next, we'll be taking you behind the scenes of our contestants. You will get to see their journey of grit and determination at first hand. So we're here with all three contestants. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
I'm all right.
Good. Okay, I want to start off with you, Stephen. How has the whole process been for you, and how are you finding this competition so far?
It's been really good. I think just being able to tell the story of how the business starts and actually gain an audience and actually coming this far shows that someone is listening. So it's quite encouraging to know that, definitely.
Okay, and to you, Francine, what can we expect from your business idea?
Honestly, something that I hope will impact people and help them to take their careers forward. It's a tool that I think is very useful, and hopefully a platform like this will help get it out there.
Okay, and finally to you, Ali. What makes you think that your business is what society wants?
I believe my idea is going to solve society's problem because it has a great story to it. It's family driven, and in today's society, everybody loves a story and loves the motivation behind a certain story.
That's amazing to hear, honestly. Okay, all three of you, you've got 90 seconds with the judges to deliver your pitch, to tell them why your business idea is the one that deserves to win today. Are you guys feeling ready for that kind of pressure?
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear, and I'm rooting for all three of you.
Thank you very much.
The Moment of Truth Talent Series is more than just a reality show. It is a platform that actively supports the growth of startups in Nigeria and in the United Kingdom through valuable resources and expert guidance. Founded by the visionary entrepreneur Laomi Waiwu in 2022, she is on a mission to change lives and transform the business landscape in the UK and Africa. The Moment of Truth Talent Series serves as a community support for startups through mentorship, networking, education, and funding pathways. If you are interested in pitching your business idea, and if you'd like to attend a networking reception with industry leaders, investors, and local enterprises, or to explore the available resources to scale your business, you can visit us on the following channels on your screen.
To the contestants for season 1, you have taken a very bold step to be here. I remember at the age of 14, going to 15, I didn't know what to do with my life. Yes, I was in education, but I wanted more. I felt that there was still more I wanted to do. And so I started my business as a wedding planner first. And then I went on to exploring other areas of interest. I had a master's degree in business and entrepreneurship, but I couldn't get a job. My first job, surprisingly, was McDonald's. But hey, it's still a job.
But that didn't stop me from pushing on my ambition. I decided, no, there is more to me. Founders Got Grit UK is a platform for students, young professionals, and even the unemployed to explore the entrepreneurial ideas. So I want you to think about it this way. If you have studied for years and you've not been able to get a job, what else can you do? What else can you explore? This is why we are here. This platform is here to give you an opportunity to explore your entrepreneurial passion. It doesn't matter where you are from, your background, or even what you are struggling with. I want you to remember, you've got it within you. You just need to own it, believe in yourself, and sky's the limit. So, if you haven't started on your business idea, start now.
Coming up, our top 3 make their 90-second business pitch. Meet our first candidate, Steven Sholeye, founder of ML Precautions.
Judges, why isn't Nigerian percussion instruments affordable and accessible in the global market? This is something I asked myself. $1.86 billion, that's the estimated global revenue for the percussion market, with a 2.69% increase year after year, with traditional percussion instruments becoming more and more popular because of musical clubs and education. So whether it's Burna Boy performing at the Grammys or Ashake performing in your favorite arenas, Afrobeats have given visibility to these drums. But yet, if you talk to someone about the talking drum, they think it's just something that's set for the local market in Nigeria. Or actually, well, compared to our synthetic counterparts made in Asia. But these drums lack the tonal clarity of an authentic Nigerian talking drum. ML Percussion is here to change that narrative, one drum at a time. All our drums are authentically sourced and manufactured in Nigeria, with our materials sourced in Nigeria as well. We give back to the local community where the drums are made by supplying educational equipment, as well as planting trees to promote sustainability. We've sold over 400 drums in 26 different countries worldwide and generated a revenue of nearly £50,000 in the last 4 years. Seems pretty good if you ask me. But yet, doing that, we've shown that these drums have a global market. We've also increased our online presence, as well as managed a rating of 4.9 stars out of 5 on all our stores. But we're not done yet. We believe this could go into business to business, where we're able to make this wholesale and distribute to companies in America, supplying North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. So I want you to join me, Stephen, in changing this narrative and changing this story one drum at a time. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love this. Thank you, Ran. Love this. This is great work and great pitch as well. God done to you. Amazing. So I would just like to know a bit more about your background. What got you to start this? And also, what did you study in school?
Sure. So I'm a mechanical engineer, funny enough, all my engineering friends are all musicians. But I was doing a final year project where I was actually designing the electronic version of the drum. But I realized I needed a drum, and then I couldn't find a drum anywhere that sounded as good as I wanted it to be. And I thought, you know what, I'll just do it myself. And I've used my engineering degree in the manufacturing of the drums, and as well just learning about logistics, supplying. And that's why I'm here right now. I started off in lockdown, and it's grown to be what it is right now.
Amazing. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, thanks for the wonderful pitch, full of energy, and I do like all these little drums, especially attention to detail, even in the little drum here in the packaging. And if you do win the competition, what do you plan to do with the winnings?
Very, very good question. So split into 3 parts. As much as we've had the success that we've had right now, there's still a lot more room to do in digital marketing. We're very fortunate enough to be exhibiting at the biggest percussion competition exhibition in America, convention, sorry, in America. I would like to channel that money into our efforts. Again, we're looking to go business to business rather than just doing a single customer. We want to really enter that US market in terms of
working with music stores, organizations, universities, and actually supplying the whole of America if possible. So really channel the funding into that. And one of the last things I would say is everything being made in Nigeria is very cash intensive because there's no credit. So it would allow us to have a little bit of a buffer so we can actually work on other projects rather than funneling all our funding just into making products and having inventory just stock there.
Wonderful, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Stephen. Excellent pitch.
Thank you very much.
And great idea as well. I'm just wondering, how do you defend this? If this does scale up, becomes very successful, many other people can enter this space.
Yeah.
How do you protect what you're doing?
First in the market, that was always our game plan. So right now, if you're looking at the way we're selling, the amount of drums that we're selling, if you look at the people who supply this, so our competitors right now are individuals. We scrapped that model and we said, actually, rather than one person making the drums, we'll collect a few people, we'll supply the materials and actually be able to produce wholesale. One thing we actually worked on was branding, from the packaging to the drums, to ensure that we get our name out there. Being number one store on Amazon, ensuring that we're actually the brand that people look to. So we're hoping we've been the first in the market in the way that we're doing it, in the level that we're doing it, with the attention to detail that we're doing it, as well as ensuring that we have superb customer service in our reviews and our rating. We hope that we're able to cement ourselves in the market. So even if we do get competition, we have more than enough reputation, as well as, sustainability. Not many of the drones think, actually we're going to plant trees for every drone that we sell to ensure we're sustainable in the future. So obviously with that also means that we can supply our own wood, ensuring that our supply chain is a lot more leaner as well. So we've thought of all those things, and I think that's what really put us in the market and cement us as staple manufacturers for the talking drums.
Good answer.
Thank you very much.
With our second candidate, Francine Deborah, founder of Fila Labs.
Hi, my name is Francine Deborah, and I'm here to speak to you today about Fly Labs. So let me just take you back to the beginning. When it comes to interviewing is a skill that everybody needs, but at the same time, it's a skill that needs to be developed and maintained. That's why we created Fly Labs. Fly Labs is an AI-powered tool that allows candidates to practice and simulate interviews for jobs that they actually want to apply for. In terms of what it actually does, it gives you comprehensive feedback on what you can or cannot do, and gives you context as to how you're performing and how you potentially would perform in the actual interview. In terms of where we're at now as a company, we're in the beta testing stage, and we have approximately 40 users that are using and giving us comprehensive feedback as to how to scale and move the product forward. We're a team of 3 people trying to take it to the next level, and in terms of regulatory and legal context, we are currently registered with the Companies House. We have a trademark application under review and ICO considerations as well. In terms of revenue generation models, we have a subscription-based model that allows candidates to either sign up monthly or annually. And we also have a licensing model for enterprises like universities and recruitment companies. This is how Fly Labs potentially generates revenue. In terms of what we want to do long-term and going forward, because we're in beta testing phase, we're hoping to launch by the end of next month and actually scale it and get active users and returning users. So yeah, thank you.
Well done, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that you've got an AI-powered business, because this is the future. But let's just touch back on your business model and pricing strategy. You mentioned a subscription model, but what about the pricing that goes behind that? And actually, to get this to market, how much investment do you actually need?
Okay, so in terms of the price in the business model, we have it's a 3-tier system. So there's a free model. Within that, candidates can sign up once, and they have access to the interview sessions for a one-time period only. Beyond that, we have a $4.99, so that's the basic level. So within that, you have access to, I think, 2 interview sessions, and then you can do that, and then it renews monthly, so every month it renews again. Then the premium tier is £10.99. That gives you access to 4 interview sessions, and within that, you can practice within those sessions, and it renews monthly, And in terms of going to market, I will say that it's heavily dependent on the user base that we can accrue. Because of how it works, the backend is channeled by traffic that goes through the APIs and the programming and the tool. So depending on how much traffic it is, that determines how much we can scale. So currently, it takes on average £2 to £3 to run a full interview session for one candidate. So that will heavily determine how much the cost would be incurring going forward. Okay. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Last question, have you thought about doing anything where you can integrate to LinkedIn?
Okay, so we have thought about like integrations generally. So in terms of like, I mentioned like licenses. So for like, this is for like universities or recruitment companies, people that are trying to get candidates to go and do well. So the idea is to have a license that they can essentially integrate into their, I guess, internal infrastructure. And based on that, candidates can practice at their own levels. I would say we haven't necessarily thought about it with LinkedIn, but if LinkedIn wants to play with us, I would be very happy with that.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. So just to clarify, you're selling it not directly to the candidates, you're selling it to the recruitment companies.
It's both. So there's a tier for the subscription model is for candidates, so you could sign up and practice if you wanted. At the same time, too, there's a license model for like enterprises, so that'll be universities or recruitment companies.
So for the direct to the candidates, I'm struggling to understand why they would need it on a recurring basis, why they would need a subscription.
Well, I guess it depends on how long it takes you to get a job. Hopefully with FileUps, you get in the first instance, but if you don't, I guess it's a similar thing like, like if you're looking for a job, you don't know how long it takes you. For me, when I'm looking for a job, I need to practice. Practice makes perfect. So every time I practice, I get better at it. So the idea is when you practice and you keep doing it, you would hopefully get better. So I guess in the end, if it's a good product, as it is, which I know it is, you'll be able to, I guess, eventually end that subscription. But at the end of the day, people are always looking for jobs. If you're ambitious, you're trying to upskill, you're trying to develop, you're always going to be looking for the next big thing. And the idea is that FlyLabs will be the tool that you can always rely on to do that.
Excellent. And I guess my other question is, how do you stop other people from doing something similar, or other recruitment companies from integrating similar tools?
Just so other companies could do it, but I think what distinguishes FlyLabs is the quality of the feedback that you get. And when it comes to like the general, when we launched FlyLabs, we did a lot of testing on like similar tools that are doing a similar thing. And the thing is, feedback makes all the difference. If you're applying for a job that you don't know what you're doing wrong, you don't know how to improve. So what we've done with FlyLabs is to make sure that the quality of the feedback you get is very much detailed and tailored to the individual. When we were testing it, we put a lot of simulations, a lot of real parameters in there to make sure that the candidates are getting the feedback that they need. Feedback details like your tone of voice, if you're repeating yourself too much, you put your CV into the platform. Once it's in the platform, it tells you if there are any gaps in your answers. It's very highly trained to make sure it picks up the weaknesses. And the idea is that when you have that context and feedback, the candidates can take it to the next level and actually do well in their own interview.
Okay, thank you.
Meet our third candidate, Ali Cisse, founder of Elixir Punch.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Ali Cisse, and I'm the founder of Elixir Punch, a beverage company founded in 2019 when I was only 14 years old. I first started with my own 2 feet, selling to my customers in my local park and to my friends in my secondary school. And now I'm currently producing and selling over 1 million milliliters of Elixir Punch every month. And I'm currently placed and sold at over 30 retail stores across London. As you know, the soft drink market is currently valued at £11.7 billion. So of course, I'm looking to get a piece of that pie. So currently, our business plans is to outsource our manufacturing process to a third-party factory to help with our supply. Then present our products to wholesalers such as Albrook and Booker's to help sell and distribute our products to our retailers and many more retailers that are yet to come. Just to give you our finances, we currently sell each bottle of Elixir Punch for £1.35 to our retailers, which costs us £1.09 to manufacture, which gives us a profit of 66p per bottle. Every week, I currently produce 416 bottles of Elixir, which generates us revenues of £721 a week, with a cost of £449 every week, with a profit of £271 per week, which equates to £1,084 every month. I'm not only looking to become a conglomerate, but I'm looking to take over the soft drink market, not just nationally, but internationally. Last year, I was able to generate a revenue of over £30,000 with just 30 shops. If we increase that to 100 shops, I'm looking to almost make £125,000 in revenue, which is a 233% increase. Thank you for listening to my pitch.
Wonderful presentation, thanks. Just a question, what differentiates your drinks from all the other options which are available?
So we're living in a society where everyone cares about their health and is quite health conscious. With my drinks, I use fresh fruits such as strawberries and blueberries, so the drinks are naturally made and it's low in sugar, helping those who are conscious about their health have no think or worry about drinking my products.
Thank you.
Brilliant, fantastic. And we know that you got those figures down pat to a T, so thank you so much for all your pricing and your numbers. But moving on from that health conscious aspect, usually people who are health conscious also care about the environment and sustainability. At the moment, you currently, obviously, for cost probably, are in plastic bottles. Do you have any sustainability plans to make something a bit more eco-friendly?
In terms of sustainability, our plastic bottles are made out of PET, so they're recyclable. And we run a program where every customer that keeps their recycled bottles, they give us back the bottles and we reuse them to create much more bottles in the future.
Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing pitch, amazing pitch. Just hearing you, I'm so inspired. Starting your business at a very young age is very, very impressive. I know the environment, the society that we are in, we don't hear many of, young innovators at that age. So, thumbs up for you on that. I would just like to know a bit more as to why you started, what motivated you to start at that age. Were you in school or was it, just know a bit more about your background?
So, in all honesty, I was in secondary school, and obviously as a young boy that's looking around their friends, everyone's making money or everyone's looking apart. But me, I wasn't really looking to go through the scenic route, like selling drugs or being a fraudster. So I was just pressing my older brother and cousin, how can I make money? They were making the drinks originally for a big business called Track Kitchen before they were had their own shops. So then they told me how to make the base foundation. Years later I was able to tweak the recipe to my very own, and now it's a recipe that's enjoyed by many across London.
You should be proud. Be proud of yourself, what you've achieved so far. It's amazing. Well done to you.
So much, everyone.
Thank you.
Hold on tight. Our next episode is packed with value and excitement. But first, we're welcoming Chelsea Baker, founder of National Mentoring Day, who will share her expert strategies on business pitching and presentation skills. We'll also be joined by Cedric Block, CEO of Bridget Bakery and British Supersport Championship racer, who will offer insights into why inclusive entrepreneurship is so important. Until then, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or leave a comment below.